Hello everyone and welcome back to the Automation / BeamNG series. We are at number 6 on our quest to make absolutely terrible cars and sending them around a track to see which is the fastest. Now, the past 2 episodes have been about SUVs and crossovers, you know, yuck kind of stuff. So I think it's time to come back down to earth a little bit and make ourselves a sports sedan, you know, cars kind of like the BMW M5 and so on and so forth. So that's our goal for today. We're going to shoehorn in a massively powerful engine into a 4-door car and send it on its way. So, without further ado, let's get on with the build. So, first things first, we need to find a body for our car. I don't really know what thing in particular I'm looking for, but I should find it eventually. Okay, I'm thinking I kind of want to go with that, but 3 meters, I think the wheelbase might be a bit too long. We'll keep looking. Okay, so I think we found something similar here, but it's 2.6 meters long. I think this will do. Yeah, this will be perfect. So, let's get on with the panel material. Now, we're going to make this aluminium. The chassis will be a monocoque, and we're going to make the chassis out of light AHS steel. Or actually, you know what, yes, we're going to make this an aluminum chassis this time around. Okay, engine placement, we're going to make front longitudinal. The front suspension will be a double wishbone, and we're going to put a, let's put in a multi-link in the rear. Yes, we've done this setup hundreds of times. You know what, it works, so whatever. So, I think for our engine, we want to make this supercar-like. So, we'll go with a V10, and we will make it a 5.2-litre engine. That'll do just nicely. The block material will be aluminium. We're going to be using dual overhead cam with 5 valves per cylinder. The head material will be aluminum silicon. Oh god, I said it again, didn't I? Whatever. The crank will be billet steel. The conrod's lightweight titanium, and the pistons lightweight forged. So we're going to go with the top of the line everything in this engine. Cam profile, let's boost that up to AC 90. Up the compression a tiny bit. Now, variable valve timing on all the cams. We won't worry about any turbos. Let's try and make this thing naturally aspirated. Injection, multi-point electronic fuel injection per cylinder. That will put on a performance intake. Now, we'll also make the fuel type, let's make it 95. We'll raise the fuel mixture up a little bit. Ignition timing to 55. And we'll bring the RPM limit up to 8,000 RPM. Now the exhaust, we'll do a long tubular, dual exhaust, and a bypass valve, and oh my god, the fill factor's already past 100%. Oh, goodness me. Catalytic converter, we'll do a high flow freeway, no first muffler, and we'll do a baffled for the second. And we've already got a decent power figure, 471 horsepower. That's in a good ballpark, I think. But I think we can definitely do better. So let's fiddle around with some stuff and see what we can do. So we just made the RPM 9,000, so this thing is going to rev like crazy. We'll also up the fuel mixture a little bit. We're at 480 at the moment. Can we up the compression? Yes, we can. What can we get out of this? 400 and... Oh dear, there's knocking. Okay, so we're now at 494. Do we have... Oh, we can make the exhaust bigger. That's definitely going to give us a big bump in power. And, it has! It's given us... We're now at 576 horsepower. We're definitely in the ballpark for what I want. Now, is there anything else I want to do with this? You know what? No, I don't think there is. So we'll just leave it at that, at 576 horsepower. Let's see what those buff ponies sound like, shall we? That's beautiful. I'll go with the 2009 sedan for the body. Now let's move on to the morphing of the thing. And, no, I'll move that back there. You know what? Yep, that'll do. We'll bring the fenders out a little bit so we can fit some fatter tires. Besides that, we're sort of in the... Yeah, we're kind of there with what I want to do already with the morphing. Yep, that looks good there. Absolutely. I'm okay with this. Right. Now let's move on to a color, and I want to, you know, I want to make this red. Yeah, that's perfect there. Actually, I don't mind that at all. On second thought, though, I would like to adjust it. Yeah, I like this. Okay, that's perfect. Now, let's move on to our drivetrain. Now, I'm gonna do something very janky, but it should work. Keyword in that sentence, should. Rear-wheel drive, we will go with a dual-clutch gearbox with 7 speeds. We'll bring the speed... Ooh, that's quite a high top speed, actually. 363 kilometers an hour. That's not too shabby at all. So, we'll make that, well, yeah, 368, except we'll limit it to 340. Yeah, that's probably the first time I've actually used the speed limiter option here in Automation. Spacing, we'll bring that down a bit, because I mean, I just know that this thing is going to wheel spin like absolute crazy. Differentials. Now I'm going to go for an open diff. And now, look, hear me out. This might or might not work, but, you know, just wait and see. Anyways, tire type, we'll go with the radial sports compound. Give the back tires a bit of meat on them. I'll also do the same with the front at 230 at the front and 275 at the rear. Wheels, make them 19 inches. I mean, Automation's going to give me a warning saying these are uncomfortable, but honestly, who cares? We'll adjust the offset a little bit as well, bring those out a touch, and we'll make the rim material alloy. So far, so good. And yep, told you all that would happen, but you know, we're just going to ignore that because it looks good. Well, once we get some different wheels on it with these steelies, it just looks but yeah, we'll change it in a second. Now, the brakes. Oh, the brakes. Let's do carbon ceramic this time. God, we're throwing all the good... I mean, we're basically throwing the kitchen sink at this car. So we will go with 3 pistons in the front, and we'll go 2 pistons in the rear. Actually, no, scratch that. 4 pistons in the front and 3 in the rear. Yeah, we'll change those if we have to. The under tray, not going to go with one, but we will add some cooling flaps in. Give it a bit of aerodynamics. Interior, yep, seat count's okay. I want to add a sport interior with a luxury sat-nav, and the power steering we will make electric variable with electronic stability control and advanced 2010 safety. Oh god, it's gotten rid of this. Help! So, luxury infotainment, again, we have to select that again. No idea why, but Automation's just like that. Alright, that's done. Okay, suspension. So this time we'll go with... I think we'll go with Active Sport this time. God, this car's gonna be so expensive to make, but you know what? I don't care. Dampers, we will make semi-active, and... Oh, well, Family Sport Premium, that's what we want. But I guess as soon as I open that menu up, that sacred menu, we're going to find a lot of things wrong with it. So let's have a look, and brake force is low. Yep. Oh, surprisingly, oh, wait, no.
Brakes up from brake fade.
Okay, and the clearance at the front is narrow. Can't do anything about that. Right, okay. Let's go about fixing those issues afterwards, but now, I think it's time we designed this car with some fancy fixtures. Now, I definitely want to make this based off of a Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I think I said that right. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure you guys will let me know if I didn't. So for the headlights, I think we could do something pretty similar. So let's put on these, even though they look very BMW-ish. Yeah, that looks okay, I think, in terms of the headlights. Yeah, it's alright. I'll shrink down a bit. Yep, cool. And, okay, I'm gonna try and do something trick with the grill here. Don't know how well it's gonna work out, but worth a shot. Okay, this is just deliberate copying, but you know what? Let's use this anyways and figure our way out from there. You see, this just looks so deliberately Alfa Romeo, but I like it. Hang on, let me try and rework a few things here. I don't know. You know what? I don't care if this looks too much like an Alfa Romeo. I'm gonna keep it anyways because it looks cool. Very, very lovely. Yeah. So I think what if we added these here? Yeah. No. It looks like it has dimples. Yeah. Let's keep them. Screw it. Now I want to do something with the hood. Actually, before that, let's add a little lip down here. Question is, are we going to go with Old Faithful here, or are we going to try something else? Yeah, that... I wish it sort of stretched out all the way to the sides, though, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. Can I get away with making this a bit bigger? Yeah, it's okay, yeah. Sure thing, I'll put that on. That looks alright. Okay, now let's do the hood. Now, I want to add a couple of tiny vents on here. Nothing too major. These'll do. I think we used them on the Katana, and they looked good, so... Put them there. Yeah, this is actually turning out really well. Even though it looks even though it looks too much like an Alfa Romeo, yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, let's carry on. Yep, add an indicator with a nice little badge on the side. Door handles. We'll go with these. Oh my god, what the hell has happened here? Okay, change of plans, we're gonna put them... Actually, there we go, that's much better. They're not broken this time. Now, the back. We don't really have lights we could use to replicate the back of a Giulia, so I'm going to try and make something up. Actually, I changed my mind. These kind of do look like Giulia lights. Well, the shape of them, at least. Okay. Yep, that's pretty cool. I like that. And, yep, add a third brake light. Can we add a little trim piece here? Yes, we can. Actually, should we make it carbon? Yeah, we'll make it carbon on the inside. That looks cool. Right. Now, I'm sort of torn here. Now, if you guys remember, Alpha actually made a special version of the Giulia called the GTA, and it has an absolutely humongous wing on the back. So I'm thinking, do we want to go with that, or a subtle lip? You know what? I'll finish the back end, and we'll get back to that in a second. You see, the problem is, these diffusers, they stick out too much, and I sort of want them to be tucked in. Okay. You know, I think that's just something we're gonna have to live with, though, but... No, better idea. Let's look at the mod ones I installed. Yeah, these look good, especially since they already have, like, these exhaust tips that have been built in. So, yeah, we'll go with this. Why not? Sounds good. Do we want to move the... No, let's move it back up there. Actually, I don't know. No, we'll move it back up here. There we go. That's good. I'll make all of this piece carbon too. Actually, let me change this around. There we go. That's a sporty looking back end if I've seen one. Right, now decision time with the spoiler. I'm gonna have a look first, actually. Yeah, we're not using that one. That's a given. That or it just breaks. Yep, cool. What about this one? No, it doesn't wrap around properly. It spawns in tiny! Oh my goodness. So we'll grow it substantially. Yes, there we go. To tell you the truth, I don't mind it. Okay, never mind, I just look from the back and I don't like it. No. I think this one is a little too tall. This is going to be harder than I thought. Nevertheless, we shall continue looking. You know what? I don't mind this one, actually. We'll make it full carbon. Yeah, I don't mind this one, but... is it possible to do, like, a lip spoiler combo with this? Let's have a look-see. Right, massive behemoth of a wing it is, but I want to try something else. I kind of want to make the fenders even wider, but that's going to screw with the fixtures. But let's see. Okay, so the back's okay, but the front... oh dear. Let's reposition those lights. Okay, there we are. Yep, this is looking good. This is indeed looking good so far. A few other things I need to add. A fuel cap. We'll just use this one here. That'll do nicely. Also add like a small vent leading to the rear brakes at the bottom. There we are. This thing literally looks like a road-going touring car. That's it's pretty sick. Let's use these for the wheels, I think. Yeah, they look cool. Yep, okay, so that is the design done. Now I think we shall go on to fixing all of our problems with this thing. Alright, so what do we have? Brake force is low and the brakes are fading. Okay, let's try our hand at fixing that. I mean, there's no guarantee that it'll go well, but it's definitely worth a try. Okay. Oh god, I just changed the brake bias and I think I've just made literally everything worse. Oh, they're both high and the brakes are still fading. Oh, for the love of God! How can I fix this? Why don't we just do 2 pistons on each? Still very high. You know what? No. Ugh. Now what I'm thinking is I'll just use the quality slider. You know what? I'll just take the easy way out. Make the brakes 5+. God. We'll probably fix these off camera. I honestly cannot be bothered. Oh, I had an active wing as well, of course. What else have we got? The rear dampers and... Well, you know what? That sounds like a you problem game. I don't care. And the engine is... No, it barely fits. And it weighs 1,700 kilos. You know what? I'm okay with this though. We'll probably make the wheels a bit bigger as well. Okie dokie. Yeah, now the fitment looks a lot better. It does look like a race car though. That's that is so awesome. Oh god, I don't really know. I guess I'll just cut the cameras off here then, honestly, and try and import this this racy boy into BeamNG, and I'll see you guys over there in a second. Okay, so here is the end result. Now, a couple of things I did off camera. Number one, yes, the brakes are finally fixed. They don't fade, and they don't, you know, have too high of a brake force anymore. So, those are okay. Other things I've added also is I've also swapped out the open differential. Yes, that was actually a very stupid idea. So, I just got rid of it. I mean, this thing has a lot of wheel spin, sending 560 odd horsepower to the rear wheels. That's well, very dumb. And another thing I added was this tiny little antenna on the back. And that's about it. But besides that, the Milano Imola GT, yes I know, a very good name, is set. So, first things first, I'm going to take it for a few laps around the track and get a feeling for how it handles, and then we'll do a timed lap. So, here goes nothing. God, that noise! It's fantastic, and through the bends as well! Oh dear, nearly lost it. Through the bends as well, this thing feels fantastic! I mean, this is the first rear-wheel drive car that we've built in a while, and I think it's well overdue because this thing in the corners handles amazingly, actually. Now, look, I'm going to be blunt here. This thing has to knock the Ascot Sovereign off the top of the leaderboard. It has to. The Sovereign isn't even it's not even a car that's in the series, and yet we haven't even come close to its lap time. So far, the only thing we have really is the Katana, which I think came in at, what, 4 seconds slower? So if there's going to be any car that we build this season that has any chance of topping the Sovereign, it has to be the Imola GT. And I just remembered that the reason why this is gripping so well is because I've left the electronic stability control on. And oh dear, oh, into the tyre wall! Oh god, and we've binned it. Let's try this again. Okay, this time we'll turn ESC off. All hell and mayhem is about to happen. Oh dear. Right, let's give it a go. Everything's normal. Everything's normal. Everything's still normal. Everything's not normal. Oh no! That's a spin out. Ooh, Jesus! I want that Sovereign off the top of the leaderboard. I need it gone. Like a car that was even built in this season should not be, well, leading the board. Now, before any of you say, oh, but why did you set it as a benchmark time then? Well, because I just wanted to, okay? It's fine through Bavarian Bend, a bit of understeer on the way out. As we, oh no, oh, off the track. Oh, spun out again. Oh, God, this thing is a nasty piece of work. Now you know why we haven't built a rear-wheel drive car in quite a long time. Alright, let's see how it does in the chicane. No, don't lose it, don't lose it! We're okay, we're not okay, oh, for God's sakes! Call me, you know, you can tell me I'm a horrible driver, and, you know, you're absolutely correct, but this thing is just, it's borderline undrivable. Okay, let's go for attempt number 3, and this time I'll be very gentle. Okay, so far so good. You need to be, I think you just need to be delicate with it, and once you do that, then, and only then, will it just feel rewarding. There we go, now that we have the big red beast under control, everything's fine. I guess I'm just a very bad driver. You know what, that's exactly why I am a very bad driver. Now, do I lift off here? No, I don't. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yeah, no. Oh, there we go. Through there at 140 miles an hour. That's good enough. On the brakes. Through the Bavarian Bend. Ooh, nearly lost it there. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere with this thing. Alright, now I think I've gotten to grips with this car. I am very confident that this has a very fair chance of knocking that Sovereign off the top of the leaderboard. I know it. This car has the chance. It's got the power. It doesn't weigh that much. I mean, this is perfect. This has to knock that car off. Surely. Alright, now down the main straight. And across the line. Alright. Oh, and the brakes started fading. Okay, I haven't fixed them after all. Oh, gosh. Well, now that I've sort of gotten to grips with how this car drives, I guess it's only fair that we now send it around the track and see how it does, and hope and pray that this does the job and takes the top spot from the Sovereign. Let's give it a go. Okay, now let's see how the Milano Imola GT did, as it takes off a very quick pace there from the Imola as it dives into the first chicane now, hugging those corners very tightly, those tyres and that massive rear wing coming into play there. This car has to knock the Ascot Sovereign off the leaderboard. It has to. It's its only mission at this point. As it comes down to the second turn now. Very crisp line on the way in. How's it going to do? Ooh, turns in sharply there. A little bit wide coming out, but otherwise brilliant. As it heads now down to the carousel. Takes a lovely line through there. And now that big V10 is going to come into play as it comes down the main straight. If the trees weren't blocking us, that is. Here it comes now. Oh god, the sound this thing makes is absolutely incredible. Doing about nearly 150 down to the slingshot. Barely even lifts off through the slingshot as well. Takes the line through there very nicely, so we're now coming up to Bavarian Bend. How's it going to do around here? Pretty good as well. Ooh, locks up a little bit. And wide on the way out, but otherwise a good line. And is now heading down to the chicane. God, this thing is rapid. We go now as it turns in sharp. And then sharp on the way out as well. Wow! This Imola certainly knows how to grip. As it now comes down into Adam's apex. Definitely, a bit of understeer on the way in, and a bit of understeer through the apex as well. Definitely throws off the Imola there, but it will not be phased. Coming down to the second to last corner now. How's it going to react? Ooh, on the brakes there. Quite a good line actually through there. Ooh, nearly loses it, but comes down to the final corner. This all comes to this. Will it beat the Sovereign down to the main straight now? Accelerating hard and across the line. That felt incredible, and you definitely have to say that the Imola GT might very well just be the new lap record leader here today. Now, I am glad to say that the time for the Imola GT was 2 minutes 12.48, which now officially makes it the fastest car around our track, finally knocking the Sovereign off its pedestal. Yes! Alright guys, so that does it for this episode of BeamNG/Automation series, thing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers, and I really need your help getting to that goal. Oh, Jesus, we just spun out. So once we hit 100, I will be forever thankful. I will be a very grateful boy. And we can't stop crashing. Oh, for God's sake, this is supposed to wait until the end of the outro. But anyways, guys, that does it for this video. I've definitely had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time as well. But anyways, that is all. Take it easy, lads.